Alright, welcome to today's lesson. You will need your notebook for notes and a pencil or pen. Today we're going to talk about surface area of prisms. It is very important that you take a really good notes on this. Okay, before we talk about surface area, we need to know when we use surface area. Surface area is used on three-dimensional items. Those are called polyhedrons. You don't need to copy any of these down. I'm just giving you examples of what they are. This polyhedron is called a rectangular prism. This polyhedron is called a pyramid. And the bottom is a rectangle that gives you the name. And then this is a triangular prism, not pyramid. Okay, so some of the terms that you need are the following. I'm going to tell you at the end when to pause and write these down. Right now, just listen. Some of the terms you're going to need to know for surface area is that the S stands for surface area. Now, surface area is each side of a three-dimensional item added together. You're also going to need to know what lateral surface area is. Lateral surface area is the same thing as surface area, except no bases are included. When we talk about a big P, that means perimeter of the base. And when we talk about a big B, that means the area of the base. You need to know the difference between a little p and a big P, because you don't want to confuse a big B, which is area of the base, with a little b, which is just a base. They're very important. Okay, hit pause and copy those down. Okay, surface area of a prism. It's really nice because surface area of a prism, you get to use a formula. This is an example of a prism. To find the surface area of a prism, we use the formula S, which stands for surface area, equals big PH plus 2 big B. Now the big P stands for what again? Perimeter of the base, and the big B stands for what again? Area of the base. Now this H stands for what? The height of the figure. What connects your bases is always the height. Now, the lateral surface area of a prism is just the perimeter of the base times the height, because remember, it's without the bases. So let's take a look at this prism. I'm going to find the surface area of this prism. The first thing I need to do is write my formula down and then find my numbers in my formula. My big P stands for perimeter of the base. In this particular problem, I'm going to use the bottom as my perimeter. I mean the bottom as my base. So perimeter of the base is adding up all the sides. Now this is 10 and this is 8. But that's only two sides of it. Remember that you also have this back here and this here. So if this is 10 and this is 8, what's the back one? 10, and what's this over here? 8. So I need to add all those up to find the perimeter. What's 10 plus 8 plus 10 plus 8? Correct, 36. Now that's the perimeter of my base. Now I need to find the area of my base. How would I find the area of the bottom piece? Correct, 10 times 8, which is what? 80. So now my height is how tall my figure is, and that's 7. So now I'm going to plug everything I know into a formula. My formula is perimeter of the base times the height of the figure plus 2 area of the bases. So the perimeter is 36, the height of the figure is 7, plus 2 times the area of the base, which is 80. 36 times 7 is 252, plus 2 times 80 is 160, and then I add those together and I get 412 meters squared. So that's my surface area of the whole thing. What would be the lateral surface area? Remember, the lateral surface area is just the perimeter of the base times the height. So that would be 252. All right, go ahead and pause and copy this down. Okay, let's take a look at another prism. I want you to find the surface area of this figure. Hit pause and work it out, and then we'll go over it together. Okay. Let's talk about what the perimeter of the base is. I'm going to use the bottom again. So the perimeter would be 6 plus 4 plus 6 plus 4, which is 20. What's the height? how tall the figure is. It's a 5. And the area of the base would be 6 times 4, which is 24. Plug everything into my formula. 20 times 5 plus 2 times 24 gives me 100 plus 48, which is 148 centimeters squared. How'd you do? Okay, let's look at a different shape. It's still a prism, but this is a triangular prism. Now remember, the base is what you have 2 of that are parallel. In a triangular prism, your triangles are your bases. So this right here is my base. Now, the base is the triangle. Let's take this triangle and rewrite it as a 2-dimensional figure. So that's what it would look like. What would the measurements be? 3, 4, the 3 and the 4, and then what's this one? This one right here is the 5. So this is what my triangle looks like. When you're looking at a triangular prism and you have a right angle, that's always a base and a height. So now I can find the perimeter of my base plus the area of my base and find the full surface area. So this one, let's find the perimeter of the base, which would be 3 plus 4 plus 5, which is equal to 12. Now the area of the base is what? Base times height divided by 2, or 1/2 base times height. And that would give me 6. So now my height, remember, is what connects the 2 pieces together that are the bases. So my height in this figure is 2. So let's plug it into the formula. 2 is my height. My perimeter is 12 and my area is 6. So that would give me 12 times 2 plus 2 times 6, which is 24 plus 12, which is 36 feet squared. Now, what would my, we'll do that on the next one. Okay, so now let's take a look at this one. It's still what? It's still a triangular prism. I want you to pause and find the surface area of this shape. Okay, this one's a little bit easier to see what my bases are. Remember, your bases in a triangular prism are the triangles. So my base is a triangle, and I want to find the perimeter of the base. That means adding up all the sides. Well, this says it's 4. What is this right here? It's also 4. And what is this right here? It's also 4. So the perimeter would be 4 plus 4 plus 4, which is 12. Now, what's the area of the base? This is a little bit different because this is the base and this is the height. So it's 1/2 the base, which is the height, which is 4, and the base, which is 3.5. So 4 times 3.5 would be 14. A half of that would be 7. Now, here's the tricky one on this problem. What is the height of the figure? 3.5 is the height of that triangle. I want to know the height of the figure. The height is what connects my bases. So this is 5.5. So now I have my numbers to plug into my formula. P times H plus 2 times B. Perimeter is 12. Height is 5.5. And 2 times 7 for the area of my bases. It's going to give me 66 plus 14, which gives me 80 inches squared. Okay, so what would the lateral surface area be? Remember, lateral surface area is just your pH. So what would it be? 66 inches squared. And remember, the lateral surface area is without the bases. All right, so now you're going to copy these two down in your notes and find the lateral surface area and full surface area of each prism. Hit pause, copy them all down, work it out, and I'll see you in class tomorrow.